Hi, welcome everyone. Happy Easter to all who celebrate, and happy Passover and the Holy Festival that was also this week in the Hindi tradition, which is celebrating Easter and love and freedom. It's really such a powerful week in the world of shifting into a new season of spring, having freedom, rebirth, blooming, the festival of colors and love. And so it just feels so light and inspiring. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. So let's see who is joining us. We have Christina from Germany, Sarah from Toronto, Brad from DC, Joanne from Ontario, Canada, Dina, Richard from Switzerland, Ted from Sweden, Mary from Washington State, and Hillary from the Chicago suburbs. Let's see, Gwen, of course, hello. Ellie from New York, Carl from sunny South Wales, beautiful. Lisa from Santa Monica. We have so many from all over. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is my first time streaming on StreamYard, on YouTube, on Facebook, and we are also now on Clubhouse. So you have all sorts of ways of joining us. I am new to Clubhouse, so forgive me if I'm not totally sure how it works. But what's cool about Clubhouse is that you can also participate in a verbal way, which is different than the written comments. So if that is something you prefer, you can hop on there. We are on the Mindful Masters Finding Freedom meditation. And as always, I'm Stefanie Goldstein. Welcome, one of the co-founders of the Center for Mindful Living. And these meditations will always be free. And we have recently started welcoming donations that will go towards our teachers and also towards our scholarships. So we deeply appreciate anything that you are able to give. And it is also never necessary. You can either do it through PayPal or through Venmo. And I have put a link in the comments. So, hi, let's all just settle in for our practice together. It's always such a powerful experience to join from people from literally all over the world. And on this very holy day of it being Easter and the ending of Passover, and as I mentioned, also the Holy Festival. And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, freedom is what really came forward, especially as we are shifting from this place of being in COVID, where we have been sheltering in place and having so many of our external freedoms taken away. And with the rolling out of the vaccine and the numbers starting to get lower, there is this sense of freedom that is returning. And yet, what I have been struck by during this time is also our sense of internal freedom. That yes, there are external factors that have deeply affected all of our lives that we don't have any control over. And yet, the one thing we do have control over is how we feel on the inside, how we're relating to what is happening to us, and how we can connect to our own sense of internal freedom that is there always. And one of the most powerful stories that has always struck with me is when Nelson Mandela was being interviewed at some point before he passed away. And they were asked, "Are you still angry at your captors?" And he paused for a moment and then said, "No, because then I would still be entrapped by them." And to me, that was such a powerful statement of that internal sense of freedom, that he had every right to still be angry at his captors after all of these years for holding him for so many years. And yet he knew that if he was still angry at them, still holding on to that resentment, that he's the one that would still be in those cells, behind those bars. he would be the one who was still trapped. And as we think about this past year, and as we enter into this new sense of freedom that is still cautious and slow, how can we continue to connect to our own sense of freedom? Because while none of us have ever been through a pandemic before, like we have this past year, there are always experiences that are beyond our control, that take away our sense of freedom, that feel unfair, not right, that we wish were different. And so while this one was one in which we were all going through together, we were in the same storm, though not all in the same boat. What I saw that was so powerful was that the people that could relate to this experience in a way with still connected to their own inner sense of freedom were the ones that were able to connect to their greatest sense of resilience. And that is why in this time with Easter and Passover and the Holy Festival and spring and the rolling out of the vaccines and just this external freedom that is naturally occurring, I want us to nurture this internal sense of freedom. This idea that we can connect to this lightness, this openness, this boundarylessness within us, no matter what is happening in the external world. And so, on that note, I invite us to find our most comfortable meditation postures, whether that is sitting, standing, lying, finding a posture that allows you to feel most free in your body in this moment. Whatever that is, casting aside any ideas of what a meditation posture is supposed to be, and listening deeply to your own body and your own inner wisdom as to what feels most free in you right now. And I'm going to begin and end with the same poem. And so this will invite us into our practice, and it will close our practice. This is called Always We Hope by Lao Tzu. Always we hope someone has the answer. Some other place will be better. Some other time it will all turn out. This is it. No one else has the answer. No other place will be better. And it has already turned out. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. There is no need to run outside for better seeing, nor to peer from a window. Rather, abide at the center of your being. For the more you leave it, the less you learn. Search your heart and see the way to do is to be. And taking a long, slow, deep breath in as you receive these words, and audibly exhale. Releasing any holding, any tension from the week. Just allowing yourself to have these words wash over you, opening your heart to receive them and allowing them to find a place to settle deep within your soul. And taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Inviting your body to soften. Often we are holding and tensing in ways we're not even aware of. And so starting with the top of your head, allowing your scalp to soften, the muscles in your face, the brow, your cheeks, letting your jaw be slightly open. Letting your neck and shoulders drop. Releasing any constriction in your chest. Uncoiling your belly. And allowing your arms and legs to rest comfortably. And inviting your breath to find its own natural rhythm. In its infinite wisdom, the body knows how to breathe itself. And as you allow your breath to just flow effortlessly, see if it's possible to connect to a place of inner freedom within this body. This body that at times can have aches and pains, doesn't always work right, and at the same time is miraculous in its ability to feed you and journey through life, doing all the things you want it to do. It is both perfect and flawed all at the same time. Each day and each moment you relate, and yet the same. You're the body, but a freedom that is infinite, that exists in our heart and in our soul and stretches beyond time and space, that is not dependent upon circumstance or other people, but that exists within us always, always present, always here. And what a beautiful opportunity we're having as technical difficulties come in that may feel like it's restricting our inner freedom. And yet, that still exists within us. We can connect to our inner bendy nature, our ability to be flexible, to roll with the challenges, and stay connected to our own sense of freedom, even when technology is not working as we would like it to be. And so recognizing any tension that may have crept in, any frustration, and if necessary and needed and feels good, placing a hand on your heart and just recognizing, yeah, this was a tough moment, a stressful moment. And taking a big breath in and releasing that stress, that constriction, and coming back to your inner freedom that is boundless and infinite and always present. The mind is what can keep us small and constricted. And so allowing this sense of freedom and connection to expand beyond the body, beyond the mind. Knowing that in this moment, you can hold it all beautifully, comfortably, with a light touch. Breathing in expansion and breathing out constriction. Noticing if the mind has brought you back in some way that is keeping you in the story, is keeping you small or tight or stressed. And use that big, beautiful breath to expand beyond and connect to that sense of inner freedom that exists beyond space and time and place and situations. Breathing in the infinite and breathing out the finite. Breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you to open your heart to receive these words once again. Always we hope, by Lao Tzu. Always we hope someone else has the answer. Some other place will be better. Some other time it will all turn out. This is it. No one else has the answer. No other place will be better. And it has already turned out. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. There is no need to run outside for better seeing, nor to peer from a window. Rather, abide at the center of your being, for the more you leave it, the less you learn. Search your heart and see. The way to do is to be. And so taking a deep breath in and releasing it as you begin to bring your awareness back into the room and open your eyes if they were closed. How was that? What did you notice? Working with this sense of freedom, resistance can arise, and there can also be a welcoming. And so I would love to hear from anyone. How was that? What did you notice? How are you feeling in this moment? Lisa saying it was wonderful, so powerful. And again, thank you for your patience and flexibility with the technology issues, whatever that was. I'm not really sure. But we always appreciate your patience and bendy nature. And also, what a powerful invitation for all of us to work on our own inner freedom. Let's see, Hillary says, lovely. Barbara, loved it. Feeling so much better now. Laura, namaste, deep relaxation. Lisa, thank you so much. Very helpful after a tough few days. Yeah. This sense of freedom is always accessible to us. We so often hang it on our external experience. And while, of course, that has deep implications on our lives, this inner freedom is always here. We just sometimes get disconnected from it. So thank you all. For those of you celebrating Easter, I wish you a very, very meaningful day in whatever way you are celebrating it. And for the rest of you that are not, I wish you a blessed Sunday. And yeah, just thank you as always. And as I mentioned in the beginning, these meditations, of course, have been free and will continue to be free. And if you feel so moved and if they have touched you in some way, and if you have the means, we are welcoming donations both through PayPal and through Venmo. And with Venmo, make sure to search the business because it is different than the regular personal one. So thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day.